This is a raw, personal topic that is appropriate for a deep dive. You know how when you put your all into someone, you think you know them completely and that trust is unshakable. But then life throws you a curveball that hits you like a brick. In a dimly lit room, the atmosphere is buzzing with anticipation as Lil Scrappy settles into his chair. The cameras are rolling, capturing the moment. While Erica's shock and despair were visible in his voice as he ran a hand through his hair, displaying his obvious irritation. When I found out that Erica was cheating on me, I couldn't believe it was happening to me. My heart fell to my stomach. It seemed as though I was trapped in a bad dream that I was unable to escape from. Even though we had dreams in which we were creating a life together and discussing the future. I was shocked when he revealed the shocking information, saying, "Scrappy, you need to know the truth." When I confronted her, she initially gave me a look of defiance mixed with guilt, as if she expected me to come clean. I never thought she would be the one to betray me in that way. He leans forward and has intense eyes. One of my boys told me this. I'd always believed in her, so to think that she was sneaking around all this time broke me. Scrappy shakes his head. A bitter smile forms on his lips. I stood by her through thick and thin, supporting her when she was struggling with everything, career setbacks, family issues, you name it. He pauses to let the feelings subside. Sometimes you think you know someone, but then they reveal a side you never even considered. It took a lot of soul-searching for me to realize that as the audience absorbs his words, he continues with renewed passion. But let me tell you something. I refuse to be defined by this heartbreak. Yes, it hurts, but I'm not going to let it define me. I was angry, hurt, and confused all at once. Was it something I did? Did I not give her enough attention? Love is like a gamble. Sometimes you win big and other times you wind up with a broken heart. But you have to stand up, show the world what you're made of, and never lose sight of your value. Break me, this is a lesson learned. With a tiny smile growing onto his lips, Scrappy leans back. I've been working on myself, focusing on my music, business, and mental health. I'm channeling this pain into something positive, he says. You know art often comes from. He pauses and looks directly into the camera, as if addressing everyone who has ever felt the sting of betrayal. When you're lost, remember that hurting is part of healing. Just remember that you are empowered to take back your story. I'm moving forward. Struggle, and I plan to pour this experience into my work. I want people to know that you can rise from the ashes even when it feels like everything is crumbling around you. Expanding his strength and exhibiting a newfound resolve as he embraces every moment that comes my way. When Lil Scrappy gets up and moves out of the room, leaving the agony behind and moving forward with a fresh sense of purpose, the room seems to fill with resilience as he prepares to take back his story and write the next chapter of his life on his own terms.
Start nothing, so I'm not going to let Erica, Dixon, or anybody tarnish that.
Do you feel like you're responsible for Erica eating off of Love and Hip Hop right now?
But you know that they wanted me first, and I turned it down. Ask yourself that question.
Now why am I in it?
You know, Scrap said that he wanted to bring her on board, you know, on the show, up and give some coins in her pocket. That's fine. You have no motion. Your store's been under renovation for how long? You're not getting booked. You was never the main chick. You was always number two. I got the ring first. Why are you so invested in your first baby daddy? You should be trying to figure out what's going on with your second baby daddy. Or why you had these kids knowing that he was in a relationship with a whole nother woman.
Are you, Scrappy, and Erica in a love triangle? So are you and Scrappy back dating?
Well, it was a time to where we were just like kind of having fun. Coloring is what I call it. Which
Coloring outside the lines?
Out and inside the lines.
Also, Scrappy's been inside your line.
Oh, wow.
The tension in the room was palpable. A tempest was brewing beneath the surface as Erica Dixon faced Lil Scrappy, and the silence between them grew thicker by the moment. Erica had a determined yet vulnerable look on her face as she held her head high. Scrappy said, her voice firm but tinged with passion, "We should discuss," crossing her arms to shield herself from the inevitable argument. Scrappy leaned against the wall, scared. Even though I know that things have been hard, I didn't think it would get this bad. Hopefully, we can find a solution. Of course we can. With beseeching eyes, he took a step closer and said, I'm trying Erica between work and everything else. I believe that we were moving forward. I believe we had a strategy. Is it what you refer to it as? From where I'm standing, it looks like you're just coasting along, expecting me to pick up the pieces. Erica shook her head, her cool exterior belying a simmering irritation. We've been trying to work things out for months, but all it's done is make us further distant. rising. This is not going to last. Feeling the weight of both their reality and his words, Erica stepped back. If love isn't accompanied with action, it's insufficient. You believe that splurging on money will solve all of our issues. We require a link of emotional support. Scrappy lost all patience with herself. This is not how I asked for things to be. I cherish you. I'm exhausted and stubborn. What? You just want to kick me out? He asked, pacing while running a hand through his hair. You need to figure out what you really want, and I need to find out who I am without you and see if I can stand on my own 2 feet. This is about our kid and the environment we wish to raise her in, not just about us anymore. Scrappy hesitated, letting her words register. Erica, I didn't want it to get to this point. I believe that together we were more resilient than this and could overcome any obstacle. I agreed with her, but strength is more than merely being able to tolerate hardship. It's about knowing when to back off. Her heart ached for the man she had known, and she moaned. Scrappy, are you really serious that you need space? Her eyes glittered with unshed tears. Yes, please let me know if this is all I'm doing. This clinging on out of fear of letting go. Consider discovering how much we mean to each other now. Perhaps then we'll see that we are dependent on each other. He went forward once more as Erica admitted that we both deserve clarity. I don't want to leave us because sometimes that's the only way to go back, he said in a desperate tone. What happens if this is it? What happens if everything we've accomplished together is lost? After Scrappy's shoulder slumped the fight, a lengthy pause fell between them, and he was fine. I'll pack up my belongings, but know that I'm not giving up on us. He said, I'll always love you no matter what, and started to grab his possessions. Erica gave a quiet, heartbroken response. This is about our development, not simply our connection. We cannot continue to undermine one another. The moment the problem got more serious was a turning point. He turned to face her and whispered, I will miss you. Though I'll respect it if this is what you need, as long as you promise not to entirely cut me out. His emotion in his voice broke through the tension. It felt like a crossroads where love and suffering were blended together. Even though Scrappy departed the room, I promised to use this opportunity to make amends between us. I'm not sure if Erica heard her barely audible voice. Erica found herself alone as a flurry of feelings passed over her. This was the start of an exciting and terrifying new chapter in my life. She hoped that one day, stronger, wiser, and perhaps more in love than ever, they would find their way back to one another. The air held the weight of their unsaid affection.
Than ever.
And like, I'm not the one or the two. You know, I don't bother nobody. So that's another reason why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because I was shocked when it was brought to my attention. I'm like, what happened? Why are you lying? Why?
Joe needs to move on and leave this mess behind at this point. Scrappy is living on the streets, and it's obvious he isn't even trying to be faithful to her. You all recall when Scrappy announced their reunion to the world a few months ago. He even shared a video of them at the club where she was all over him and leaning in from behind, making it obvious they were back together. A few days later, they were back in the spotlight, having a blast at Usher's concert in Vegas. However, that's when things went south. Just after that video dropped, one of his ride-or-die friends revealed some shocking information. These two lovebirds had secretly tied the knot while in Sin City. Can you believe it? He revealed that Scrappy and Erica had eloped, which is why they hadn't invited me. Vegas alongside them, Scrappy's new best friend. You know how it is. When rumors start to circulate, they immediately deny everything, but you can't help but wonder if there's some truth hidden beneath all that denial. Scrappy swiftly put an end to that, stating that's not true at all. Brew us to stop lying a few on Lowell. When she went live and seemed to confirm that she and Scrappy were indeed married in Vegas, she greatly fueled the marriage rumors.
You're not married. Somebody said we. Never mind. Let me just be quiet.
That's slow. You can't talk to slow people.
We married.
Shut up, Scrappy.
But wait,
there's more. She shared multiple private messages between her and Scrappy where he was all up in his feelings about their plans to link up, and even confessed that he loved her while low-key admitting he wasn't taking any of it seriously.
Something you co-parent for life. Me and Scrappy will forever be family no matter what. We have a child that's in college. I don't know if yours went to college
and Erica
or if you
get
can afford to take yours to college. Shut up!
Dummy.
Doodle dog. But here's some information for you. We gonna forever be around each other. Just like I still bring my parents together, Imani's gonna still bring her parents together. So we forever have to cope.
I thought
Diamond was dropping some serious tea. This guy is a straight up. At first, I assumed she was simply being sour and trying to ruin their vibe. Recently, serial cheater Diamond sat down for an exclusive interview with Carlos King and let me tell the beans. She didn't hold back, accusing her ex of being only a second choice after she ejected Scrappy, and let me explain. She thinks that her entire relationship with Scrappy was just a charity case. She thinks that he only partnered with her to give her a storyline on love and hip-hop so she could amass some wealth. But that's not all. She also threw serious shade at Bambi, accusing him of skulking around behind her back. Can you believe that when Diamond and Scrappy were still cozy, her house was a complete mess? Do you think she spilled any tea during that interview? Now that everyone knows the whole story, fans are going crazy over the drama. The Diamond team had insiders who enjoyed the interview chaos. And let's not even talk about East Money and her mama Money. They left a comment under that interview. And you know it was juicy because you were just texting me to apologize for disrespecting my mother. When Mom Diamond tried to play it cool in front of her mother, she responded with something else, like, okay, now I'm going to get in yours now, what in the world did? Mom Diamond swiftly retaliated, saying, my apology was about you being upset at me for getting in your mom's behind about stepping to me. I understand you have to stand up for your mother. I love you always. The money means all that, but if I were Diamond, I would be keeping an eye on my bag because the money recently turned 18 and she isn't afraid to show her support for her mother. After that brief exchange, I watched the interview where the woman came to Diamond to give her a gift, to which Diamond clapped back and said, number 2. Ben.
Hey, just want to say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas with your beautiful face. Blanca, say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Dada. Merry Christmas, Dada. You know, just taking it in, man. Just taking it in. It's gonna be alright. God got us. I woke up, shot for me and you. Bless you, baby.